So it's Happy Days on podcasts. Episode episode 5. Episode 5. Episode 5.
Anyway, it's why. Ziyakhala ntona yamgrand.
Ziyahalaliswa ngendlela right.
Yeah, namhlanje yasamsodwa. Aretsamari libanda tsamali mang. The one and only.
But Nhlnhla ngimbiza abantu mamaza ngoDudula. Okay, Nhlanhla Lux. Welcome Nhlnhla ngendlela right.
Umnati. Uniform ikenze ngiyo kari yamasotsha.
Uqala faka izinto zamasotsha ngiyangimangaza.
Is there a story behind your attire today?
Akinaria par.
Yeah, that was Mpichaka. Let's start from the beginning for the benefit of those basoutsiving.
But why wouldn't Nhlanhla Lux? Why Lux?
Story, how it started.
Sure. Commercially. Yeah, or a personal.
Personally in
Soweto.
Okay. Yeah.
Born and raised in Soweto. Tiamala Latube. Okay. Land of Fire.
Eight.
Outside Send of Fire.
Yeah.
Project Dala Machitala will Dubele is famous can Dubele in the fire.
Dube famous card. It's got a heavy concentration of politicians.
Business
people. We've got a business people. Actually, our president is from
Dala Nhlnhla elona emndeni.
Sure.
So Dala besithi mangabe promote wesifila. Laba ngathi abagrandi. Ngathi government bahalalisile.
Yeah, Richard Maponya.
Abo Petisha cycle.
Rush Ilgofe.
So man Kesh with Simlebala. Kima president ya rona man. He was vice president.
Mutlanti Kwandofire.
Yeah.
Kwandofire, yeah.
Okay.
But Ndofire, nenali bo Brantwembu ba entertainment.
Yeah.
From Tiski to music. That's why Ndofire is known for having its own signature language. Silista. I was the start. I was Silista.
Let's go sit down.
It's got a heavy concentration of that. But it's because if you understand history, Land Areas Act, when when Soweto was born, Ndofire is one of the oldest townships, the first that literally gave birth to Soweto.
Kintulia via Sofia town.
So Abaya township bawang meaning Alexandra bawang nearly Soweto at the time, nearly London Ndofire, Kinville, and then the rest Kintota no.
Okay.
So like Nogusbuza, so Nhlanhla Lux, why Nhlanhla Lux?
Yeah, Nhlanhla Lux, it's actually a name that my grandfather used to call me.
Okay.
And Lux Bitulelo Nalfatela. So when I went to these white schools, Bapala Kuri Nhlanhla. Lux Okay. So I then went to these better schools, multiracial schools, so nekilin tswembuka penel pampir, so bazari dia bapaya ka gono tswaka location ka para ka kena mo body St David's but the Jeppy boys and so forth. So there's a large group of people that literally know me as Lux. There's a big concentrate of people that know me as Nhlanhla.
So, but what's your surname, your actual surname?
Yeah, from my mother's
side. Yeah, sure. Okay. No, people will hear that for the first time.
And then interest the politics.
I've never had an interest in politics, to be honest with you. There's just no other name that or term that is used in the township growing up. When you start having a voice, anything, I am a politician. There is no other term. So we are politician.
Only it's a very number one SRC.
It's just the confidence of speaking and what's about ring on to go
it comes it's within
so then it's about veloring since Kilintwana so I became the voice of the voiceless since Kilintwana honore lona nana jwang e ba phagamela lona le ring and ba bo fela jwang so it started there and literally into la fela jwang we were defined as politicians until we were old enough to define ourselves, and today I'm telling you I'm not a politician. I've never been a politician. I've never subscribed to politics. I'm just a community activist and and a super active citizen.
You are just an activist. So you're not from like any organization, political organization.
Why?
Oh, but why?
It's systematic. You know, if you understand systems, you then understand that it doesn't matter how willing you are as an individual. If you are if you subscribe to a system, the system is far greater than you. So if you're a politician, the political system is far greater than you. That's why when Ali Malima was faint. He used to be. At least nailing Jetata. Growing up, all of us, if you were half aware of what's going on in the country, Juju was the voice for us that did not have the mic. He used to speak on our behalf. Because at that time he was a super activist. And you know, when you got expelled outside the ANC, he then captured even those who are not in politics, because he was now outside the pond in the ocean. Then he chose to build another pond, then he dropped himself in the pond. Then he left everyone else in the ocean in limbo.
Because abantu bayabuza ukuthi nixabanelana
I mean, if you know most pandong sorry convertile politics to business ba phanda ka yona imagine sa sena li one ka ba spina ka politics ka ofela.
So according to you, we are phanda ngepolitics, not necessarily ukuthi it means
so nakel kerela ke govela sure
it's a guy.
EFF is how old? Just 10-9 years.
EFF.
When Juju started in the EFF, Professor wa expella linjaza go ANC. Awumjeba nana lenyo.
Juju.
Le bafetsa metsa masepa le analyst ba muketsile dilo tse di tsetse go ANC.
So Juju
ke show ya.
Okay. Yeah, but ngifuna ukubuza
now asking Juju 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Juju today. Uspana ka Juju. Uspana ka?
Span.
Atesha ke?
Yeah.
Sharp. Juju 9 years ago, Juju today.
Yeah, but I wanted to just rewind.
Yeah.
The time Juju was with ANC.
Yeah.
That's what you're telling yourself.
We are booze. It's a question.
No, but you can't answer the.
No, but big dizzy. I dust.
Here. Hane Juju abam expert.
Yeah.
Opola no na statement sene bam thusa on it's cold outside the ANC.
Yeah.
So I mean it's like saying what does that statement mean? But let's just get to the bottom of it.
Okay.
I'm then saying to you, Juju 9 years ago, Juju today, into one.
No,
it's not.
Yeah,
there's a clear reflection of progress in terms of financial success.
Yes, there is.
So I'm not trying to say nasna sente.
So that was,
I'm not trying to say that.
But he's a leader of a party now.
Yeah.
He's actually his party.
Yeah.
So obviously it will be different.
Yeah, my man. So I'm saying to you, simplify it. That's why I can your maths.
Yeah.
Maths simplifies a problem to lowest common denominator. So I'm saying to you, let's have a conversation so a 9-year-old listening can also understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough. 9 years ago when the EFF started, joining 9 years back. Today, trajectory of Juju versus that guy that joined the EFF. How should we look at?
Yeah, I know. There's a whole lot of progress.
For the individual.
For the individual.
But for the masses?
Not for the masses.
Okay, sure. So now I'm asking you.
Keep on this boom, please. No,
relax.
Keep But the leaders are.
The leaders are.
Yeah.
And that
is the fact.
It's a big fact.
You know?
It's a big fact. So my man. 9 years since Aotearoa, Julius.
Yeah.
Ringa hulu what has he directly done for the material needs of our people?
No,
But what's a question you understand?
Okay.
Una le magogo wena.
Yeah, ngima
Una le family wena.
Yes.
Load shedding na lwetsa story. Maybe load shedding se re bua commercial. Eskom na lo kena ka kasi khathe. Ile for story le connect ka 6,000 per household. These are the material conditions of our people. Nyaupe dlala bana ko kasi. These are the material conditions of our people. Crystal dlala bana ko kasi. Eriko chai. Bonqostarona diako di vets ulogosha esingulogeleza because untswembu control. These are the material conditions of our people.
And it's true, eh?
I can go on with all the social ills. All the social ills. Tell me which politician Juju accent bua ka Juju. Ona ki ing e kileng a yetsa 99. Yena sing aromela but
that implies with all politicians.
That's why give it all politicians. Leona president Aron. Yako tswang ko shawela
You name the ANC, the leading party.
Yeah, that's why ke bolela ska bua ka politiki yang K. I don't know, we're just trying to show you why in K.
Yeah, no, stay as an activist.
Yeah, talk is cheap. As an activist, yako so wetu abotore Luxi ikila chuna so we tell all the millions of people about namokasiaka nerina le floped drugs ntoni nyani keni ya combat di drugs drug ya fela mokasiaka.
Okay, so since really more what unahanang ka the way especially in the townships the youth thing, and what do you think needs to change, because it's a mess
for me today is a result of yesterday. So the youth, for it to be like this is because of all the leaders that came before today.
Why?
So they were selfish. They were just working for themselves. There is no one that is a prominent leader who, let's use another example that we know. During the looting, our people died in numbers. Where was the law enforcement and the politicians? They were on CNN and the phones, big screens. But who should among to the condolence? Who should among no Protea? Who should among no Kokai? That's what
Echablan. Yeah. The mall is just next to it.
I think police station, so sure.
Mara Amakata, they were not there. Apparently, I was told Gucci Amakata were beginning COVID, being a police station. So it's
Richard Leva all for well into you. Yeah. Long story short, the ordinary people, the activists, managed to save a mall. They managed to do what law enforcement and politicians couldn't do combined.
Yeah, that's true.
Activists.
Yeah, for example.
Uchilekani in the first 2 nights.
Blind,
never tunya there's nothing that they have that we don't have. So uchilekani libona bathi ba mobile ngabatla story libona ba uchilekani so ke wingili one libona bathi uchilekani. So the bottom line here is that why would I want to be a politician, or why would I want to respect politicians more than the average people, when my life has shown me that the average people united have more power than the politicians together? Why? Politics is analog. The people's unity is DSG. It's like ke mo transinya DSG ke boele go conquesting but politics ke conquest ke ntotsa gale tse.
So
but ba batla mo ya politics ni re tlo ba supporta ba politics. We are not saying we must all be the same. Now I know my system, my design, my nature, it can do more for people outside politics, not in politics.
So no, they are not a good role model for the youngsters.
It's not even my opinion, it's fact. Which politician can you say is a role model? Which kid here in South Africa has a post of a politician more than lie? I don't want to be this guy. There's no.
That's true.
So let's not beat around the bush. There's no role model in politics. You open parliament, they all screaming at each other, bashapana. What examples are those things? People are
parliament,
the only parliament that makes sense is Soweto Parliament, the Alexandra Parliament, and the community parliaments.
And then now, as a youth, and then those are people that we are supposed to be saying then
Sure.
So let's talk about Operation Dudula. I know you're no longer with them now. But let's just talk about where it all started. You playing a role there.
Sure.
And what was the whole idea around Dudula?
Whatever my chance, Operation Dudula. The first meeting that I addressed, it had less than 10 people. I was probably the 10th person. And we had to really think of how do we grow this movement, because it's addressing a very important topic that people are scared of talking about. So we have to grow this movement. And I remember I was already the president of Soweto Parliament, meaning that I'm commanding the millions of people in Soweto already. So it was a no-brainer for me to be the mouthpiece and face of it. And even if I wasn't in Soweto Parliament, there was no one young and vibrant enough to have done that in that moment in time. Maybe there's plenty of young people now, I just don't know. But at that time, the stars that aligned, that the universe had conspired for me to be the youngest, vibrant, and the most articulate, and that's why I ran with it. So nearly simple plan. Now, when you started Operation Dudula, the definition of Operation Dudula, if you look at even the t-shirts, it's military veterans and umphakathi.
Okay.
So my task and responsibility was to mobilize umphakathi, because I was already the president of the biggest
Soweto Parliament.
Umphakathi. Now, the military veterans had to mobilize other military veterans so that we can grow in number, so that if there's ever this violence that we know exists ever confronts us, we've got people that can sort it out, meaning the military veterans. When you all had a thumbs up and you moved in that direction, we then saw Lux grow. Every time you guys saw on TV, Operation Dudula is launching them. You see buses of umphakathi, the ordinary grannies, and so you see my part of the constituency grow, not their part of the military veterans. I've never seen a kumbi of military veterans dropping military veterans.
But it was umphakathi.
But umphakathi has always grown. So by definition, even today, Operation Dudula is military veterans and umphakathi. So it might as well just change and say Dudula is umphakathi. So now, So now, when the military, so Dudula has a leadership structure, and in this leadership structure is 99% military veterans.
Okay.
So you've got a structure of 99% military veterans leading umphakathi. So there's a clash there. So I then say we must have umphakathi being represented in this leadership. Leadership is this one: chairperson, deputy chair, treasurer, etc., etc. Yeah.
Umphakathi.
Yes. So when this structure of leadership starts saying that we are doing a national, we are doing an operation during a certain date, I had the influence power of mobilization and make a video and say we are not doing that. It doesn't make sense. We'll do it next week, because why? The date they choose is the same date as national shutdown. So if there's a problem in the country, they're going to
show by excuse
and those type of things. So. But Ntwana has got a voice that's too strong, stronger than all of us, to deem ourselves the former leadership. So they started politicking, because all these old people, all they know is politics. Making up stories that what's the problem? Let's say what's the problem? Because here the primary thing we are dealing with is undocumented foreigners. So what's wrong if I'm seen with, let's say you were a foreigner, and you are documented? What's wrong with it? Mm-hmm. So they take a video where I'm with a foreigner that is actually a journalist in the country with full documents, and I'm saying to this foreigner, do you understand that the problem that we have has nothing to do with foreigners? It's to do with illegal foreigners. Basically, and ultimately, it's to do with people that are undermining the laws of our country. Because if you are undocumented, you are just undermining of our laws.
No, that's true. It's a fact.
So because our people are gullible in their nature, this leadership then went on to say that, you see, he likes foreigners, this one. Yeah, says and I'm like, these petty motherfuckers. I got a podcast alone, right?
Yeah, you're right. I could have.
These petty motherfuckers. I'm actually of the view that I could invest my time and effort as a young person with progressive people around me, and we can do better for our people, because I don't need to be here. So when they changed their tune to all foreigners, I even said to them, if you are saying now the fight is against all foreigners, you are saying that our embassies...
Yeah, but there are foreigners who are actually playing a role in the country.
Positive
big time.
One.
So I even said, to add to your point, I even said that there's a big chance that you can get in an accident, go to hospital, and go to a foreign doctor to save your life. So if you say all foreigners must up and leave, you are also saying all these embassies in this country, the ambassadors and their staff must go back to where they come from.
Like
now you are also saying that even our ambassadors across the world must all get on planes and come back here. You guys are very short-sighted to even think that way. This is where this train's parappa.
Oh, that's why, okay. It makes sense, because you don't believe in that.
I don't believe in it, so why must I be in it?
I remember when the president was being asked about Operation Dudula. You guys were very much vocal at that time.
Sure.
And then, if you remember, we were like calls talking to each other for a week on ANC.
Yeah.
And then eventually you guys toned it down. The president distanced himself to say, it's the operation that is not right.
Yeah, vigilante operation.
And then you guys eventually toned it down. What happened?
Who was the leader? Myself? Who was the media interviewing me?
You.
So who was the...
Let me talk about you.
Yeah. So who was the... So the Operation Dudula of that time was very much law-abiding.
Okay.
Because we are not trying to be gangsters who are trying to correct those who are doing wrong. It's madness. We're very much South African citizens that are active in making sure that we put pressure on government to fight these ills that we are presenting and do our part in terms of assisting. We're not trying to be the law unto ourselves, because that's wrong, Gabion. So if a president of a country is saying a vigilante, whether he is right or he is wrong, you would then have to go the extra mile of showing the state, the government of the day, that this is your true position. Because for the president to say that means he received the brief. And that means he was briefed wrong. So that was our responsibility and duty to make sure he receives the right brief. And when we did that, we knew that now it's a time that we can move from neutral and put it into gear again, because the president and the entire structures know that this is our true mandate. And again, lastly, once we started working with government, we then saw Operation Dudula being invited to sit and be part of net joints. Guys, for those who don't know net joints at home, net joints, if I explain it simple, is we had an opportunity to sit with all government department leaders, and we could say, this is what we want in education, this is our operation, how do we do it together in the justice system, this is what we're going to do.
Okay.
So that solution. Not even other political parties have the opportunity to access government or the system that way if you are part of net joints. Nothing. But the guys, all they wanted, Oliver Tambo in the streets. Come on, you've got the prime opportunity and you still want to go screaming on the streets and what. So there was no proper development, planning, strategy for growth. And I was like, you know what, I'm actually at the wrong place.
Okay.
I'm actually at the wrong place.
So, Nhlanhla Lux no pusha ying, busy kaying, uyakukai.
No, look, we're still pushing community-led programs. I mean, Operation Dudula remains a community-led program.
Yeah.
I can't say because the leaders are changing tune. I will say I don't care, and the millions of people that actually got interested in Operation Dudula and came because of me. I just leave them more bending in the darkness. So I'm there. If some of them need help of doing things, I help them. But my everyday job is to remain the president of Soweto Parliament and come up with serve people, come up with super initiatives on the ground, like the motorsport development in Soweto. Soweto Olympics are coming up now.
Yeah.
Those type of things, big things.
Just to wrap it up,
Sure.
What do you say with regard to the undocumented foreigners? I know you very much.
I haven't. I'm still.
Do you think Elon, the ruling party, is doing enough?
Yeah. So those are two very different questions. The first one is undocumented foreigners must understand that my feeling, my view remains very consistent. That means they are undermining of the law and they need to correct themselves or otherwise leave our country. It's two things.
But that way, still bumping, like we're living with them
everywhere in the country. They actually
more than cars.
Yeah. So, but here's the truth of the matter. It's not in Soweto.
The whole country.
It's in the country. We actually have one of the lowest concentration of undocumented foreigners in Soweto. But the problem still does exist in Soweto. And in terms of what the ruling party doing, what
does it do enough in actually to rectify?
So there's a difference between government and the ruling party. What the ruling party does is known by the members of the ruling party because the meeting of the ruling parties, the ruling party is the ANC. So when the ANC has meetings, only its members attend those meetings. But when government has meetings, the public then attends the meetings. That's why today I came to go celebrate Dada's who was getting sworn in. Today is the new job.
The new mayor.
Let me tell you, I'm his president. He comes from Soweto. So when I was giving Palati a lifeline, saying, "Come, let's work together and make sure that things happen," was the way in Pinjam. Yeah, because I work with the government of the day.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
So you must differentiate these people from politics to government.
Yeah.
So Dada in the ANC is a member of the ANC and he's got a position in the ANC. I can't interfere with his position in the ANC. I don't attend his meetings. I'm not informed enough to even talk about it. But when he becomes the mayor, he's not the mayor of the ANC, he's the mayor of the people. And us as an organization, institution of the people, we can then work with him to advance the needs and solutions that speak to the needs of our people.
I know.
It's been that was great chatting to you. Maybe
and my last message is Majens Kofela Corporation Dudula outside the leadership. I'm not interested in their leadership. But everyone who joined Operation Dudula, understanding that the fight is against illegal, undocumented foreigners, continue the struggle.
Not all the foreigners.
If there's anything we can do to advance that fight, you must let us know and let the world know. We'll help where we can. But those that think the fight is against all foreigners, shame. They can all go to hell.
Happy Days on podcast episode 5.
Nhlnhla Lux.
Yeah.
Ravaya.
That's right.